Hi, Marvetta here. I'm back. I left off at the farm. Um, One day, I always had to ride the bus to school. And one day, I came home. I had taken a hula hoop. Do you remember the hula hoops? You put them around your waist and you throw them and you do like that. And the hoop goes around you and you make it go up or you make it go down. Well, I knew my parents were not going to buy me a hula hoop. One day at school, I took somebody's hula hoop. Somebody had brought their hula hoop to school, and I took it. I came home, I got off the bus, and I had that hula hoop. And of course, Merle saw it, and she says, "Well, where'd you get that?" And I was like, "Oh, so and so gave it to me." Well, nobody gave it to me. I had taken it. Well, my mom kind of knew nobody had given me such a gift. Um, I got a spanking for it. And then all of a sudden there was all this commotion out in the front of the house coming from the road. And here's my Aunt Ruthie. She's running after this calf, a runaway calf. The calf's twice as big as me. And Merle told me, get out there and help her catch that calf. Well, I had never been that close to a calf. So I opened up the door, and here's the calf running right at me. I screamed and ran back in the house and slammed the door. And I got, you guessed it, yeah, I got spanked for that because I was scared of the calf. Anyway, there was so many things like that that went on at that farm. Crazy stuff. Then finally, we were going to move to San Bernardino, California. California, here we come. My dad had bought some property in California, and his plan was to build a house there for us. But when we first got there, we were going to have to rent a house. So we rented a house in Colton, California. That's where I remember going to school. I walked to school. It wasn't that far. And on my way home from school, I would stop at this other little girl's house. I'd go into her backyard and I'd play until she'd come out. And she'd share her little dolls and things with me. It was great. I loved it. But I got in trouble every day because I'd come home from school late. I I wanted to have somebody that I could play with, and I didn't have anybody to play with at home but my brother, and he was always hitting me or pinching me or doing something to me. And then I always ended up getting in trouble. So I really, really wanted to have a playmate. So I would stop at this other little girl's house and I would play, and I knew I had to hurry. I couldn't stay there long. I had to hurry up and get home. So I'd play for a little bit and then I'd run home. But I'd always be late. Always. Merle would time me. She did that timing business even when I was in high school. Anyway, my dad was building the house in San Bernardino while we lived in the rental house. I can remember when before we left Ohio and the farm, I was made to stand in one corner of the dining room or the living room, and my brother was made to stand in another corner, other side of the wall, so that we would not talk to each other. We had to say over and over again, when I get to California, I will not do this. When I get to California, I will not do that. And we had to stand there all day long and say that stuff. And this went on for a week. I believe Merle was packing and doing what she had to do to get ready to move. And that was her way of keeping us out of her hair. We finally loaded up in the 1958 Plymouth, and my dad had a trailer hooked onto the back of the car that had a lot of our stuff in it, but most of our things were being moved to California in a Mayflower moving van. They were very big back then, big yellow and green truck. And I'm going to leave off here. Thanks for listening. God bless you. Bye.